Hello everyone. This video will show how to derive the three fundamental Pythagorean identities from the unit circle. So using this unit circle right here, we can go ahead and create a radius here from the center to the side. And the measure for this is 1. That's the reason why this is called the unit circle, because its radius is 1. From here, we can go ahead and create a right triangle. We can take this corner right here as our angle theta. Since we have a right triangle right here, we can go ahead and assign this first leg as A, this other leg here as B, and the hypotenuse as C, which is equal to 1. Now let's look at A in terms of the angle theta. As you can see, this A right here is adjacent, so we go ahead and set up the trig ratio, that is cosine is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. So we go ahead and plug in the values. So first we have cosine of theta is equal to adjacent is A. So I'm going to write A right here. Our hypotenuse is 1. So pretty much our A here is cosine of theta. Now let's look at the B. If you notice, our B here is opposite to theta. So we're going to use sine for this. So sine theta is opposite over hypotenuse. So the opposite is B, the hypotenuse is 1. So pretty much our B is actually equal to sine of theta. So looking at the triangle right here for this angle theta, its x component is cosine of theta, its y component is sine of theta, and its hypotenuse is 1. We can go ahead and set up the Pythagorean theorem for this, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Using the values that we got from here, our a is cosine, so we can go ahead and square it. That would be cosine squared of theta, plus our b is sine of theta, so square it. So that would be sine squared of theta, and our c is 1. 1 squared is 1. And this is actually our first Pythagorean identity. Now let's determine the other two fundamental Pythagorean identities. The other two Pythagorean identities are derived from this. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this first identity up here. What I would do is I will divide all of these three by cosine squared of theta. If we do that, cosine squared of theta over cosine squared of theta is 1. And then we have a plus here. Sine squared of theta over cosine squared of theta is tangent squared of theta. And 1 over cosine squared of theta is secant squared of theta. This is our second Pythagorean identity. Now let's have the third identity. We're going to get it from here. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this again. This time around, we're going to divide all of these by sine squared of theta. Cosine squared of theta over sine squared of theta is cotangent squared of theta. Sine squared of theta divided by sine squared of theta is 1. 1 over sine squared of theta is cosecant squared of theta. And this is our third fundamental Pythagorean identity. So these are the three Pythagorean identities.